Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the most exciting finals of all. It's the returning finalists from Season 5, Godalions and Luxor Esports. And it's it's been a wild playoff so far. The previous games have been a bit of a questionable one we have so far, but we hope that this one will be very exciting to watch, and I think both teams are incredibly ready to take this championship. Danny, what do you think of this matchup?
I think questionable is being kind to say the least for two rosters, two teams with experience qualities. It should be interesting enough to see how it goes, but I mean, if we're going to speak in terms of predictions or straightforward to that one, I have to go against the defending champions from what I saw in the semis.
That's fair. I think it's it's a really tough one. They both have really good individual players on each roster. Godalions, on the other hand, they have switched up their roster from season 5, and Luxor is looking to be the veteran squad. They stuck together and they are looking to defend the championship title. And I think I want to give the veterans the edge over this. I think they've stuck long enough that they know each other like inside out, and that once they start up, they will just absolutely run over Godalions. But we will just have to see how this plays out.
Well, should play out differently than hopefully the semi-finals. The two returnings, as we keep mentioning, we keep banging on that point. That's how important we see it. But we've got them ready. Shall we release the players?
Yes, I think they are out for each other. They are going wild in the chat. Alright, and it's the finals. Last time in Season 5, if you guys didn't know, the Luxor Esports squad, they have managed to get a clean sweep in a best of 7 against Godalions. 4-0, that's very convincing. And it's up to them to see how this plays out, with Buster almost sneaking that one in. And 0-5 tried to continue the pressure, but it wasn't enough. And 0-5 with an incredible redirect to start game 1 off.
In the semi-final, we saw nothing but probably the worst set of performance from bubble sets of players. Finally, they've shown up into the grand final with a bit of quality. That's what the defending champions can provide, should be providing, and maybe a little bit more. But already, Luxor in that ordinary side sparkles with a bit of one. The 30 seconds gone. We now know the Godalions had to defend like they've done in game 1 and 2 in the first semi-finals.
And this is how they set the tone for game 1. A beautiful redirect, and they aren't stopping here, as Razor looks to try to get this over Cheeky. Couldn't quite get it. Now Sketch. His ball's popped up high. Razor is looking for a backboard. But Karen, he will look to dribble this across. A Sketch. Pops it high. Now 0-5 is looking to start up this attack. It's been a bit quiet now after that explosive start. 0-5.
Quiet would be the wrong sense of the word there, Lightsy, on that one. Just simply on the matter of the fact here, we're seeing in terms of the rotations. We're just going left and right and shuffle this ball across. I think we're close to the net. Well, I think the boost pad's been
just playing ping pong at the moment. Now Kieran. This is cleared by Buster, and that looks like an empty net. And Godalions, they have been crumbled under this offense. Everybody was pushed up too far, and Buster just drops this one with the ceiling as well. And that's 2 on the board.
It's amazing. when you sit there and seen their slow start in the first semis, because alongside Dennis, and you looked at the facts on their scoreline and their own sheet, they'd only lost 1-0 and 2-1 in those particular games. Already they've actually done worse, statistically speaking. And yet, from the eye test too, worse been the pass and worse been the shooting, because frankly they haven't seen each other nor controlled the game, and it's been the likes of Razor dictating through the mid lane.
Yeah, now Godalions are looking like they just can't find each other. They have to be constantly dealt with Luxor Esports, and they just get cut off pass after pass, and they just have to find something new. Now 0-5. Zero boost to work with, couldn't quite reach it. Now Sketch is left alone. 0-5. Into the corner. And it's cleared by Kieran. Buster is looking for that midfield, and a demo coming in. That might open things up. But Cheeky, he clears that one out. And now they are looking for each other. And quite a misplay, but I guess it works. Now Kieran. Razor has to stretch for that one, and that's a fatal mistake. You can't misread those in the grand finals, because that means Godalions might have found their way back in.
It's a huge if saying back into that one. When you're trying to play in that situation, simply the corner is the only way to go. Facing the wrong way, needs to actually extend the crossway and tap with a touch. Other than that, it's just basically gifted the opposition Godalions a sniff for a comeback, but even still, I wouldn't see likely of it occurring either.
Yeah, now Kieran, with the little boost he had, tried to put some pressure on them, but it's cleared really quickly. And now Luxor has to transition out of this defense, but Buster, he just wants to get in their face. Now Sketch over to Kieran. And they are looking to quickly transition, but Buster says no. I think Godalions might be struggling if Luxor decides to add some more physicality into demos and whatnot. So far they have been already good with their plays. And Cheeky. Kieran tries to drop it, and this one goes high off the side wall. No Buster. And that's a wide open net, but he couldn't quite connect. And now Razor is looking to finish that one off. His backward reads have been crazy throughout the series, and now 0-5. He looks to pick that one up himself.
It's a strange final already. Hard Game 1 presents itself there. You've just seen everybody dive bombing across either front of ball or net. Despite the quality that Kieran has, he's relying on his teammates to at least get a touch onto the ball when both aren't there, or misses whatever the shape or form it presents it. It's a job a lot more awkward here, and as we see, this series already starts off here in this best of 7. It's already looks at Esports dictating everything that comes around with it. Even Kieran's flicks aren't even on target.
Yeah, and that's a rough game 1 to start off with. Even though they got one goal, it seems like Luxor just dominates the offense. And the Godalions are looking to change something up for game 2.
When you're asking them for the change in the series, at least in the game-wise, at the last spout of the last series we've seen from Luxor, it was a very fortuitous set of events that got them there. They should have been in a game 7 still fighting it off, really. Bringing into an OT, they frankly doing 2 minutes and 20 seconds just even trying to get themselves, and they lost that one, so they aren't favourable in those situations. But Godalions, we know they're slow starters. We've seen that in the first semi-final. This doesn't surprise me. It's just what they can do in probably game 3.
Yeah, it probably might be the stream nerves or the pressure. Maybe it's a new squad and they haven't really been playing together a lot. but they have shown how they could come back in that series against Unknown Esports, Evasive, and we just have to wait until the next games to see how they bounce back from this. They can't play defense all game, and they need to find a way to shut down Luxor's really strong offense.
As much as you can try to stop it, sometimes the inevitable will occur. But game 2, very much near enough on our doorsteps, and will you frankly, a huge tempo and attitude difference between the two. We can already see Razor playing the likes of the mind games, one faking, but in between that 60 seconds, they're already living rent-free in Godalions' heads.
Yeah, and now Godalions is starting to ramp up the pace, and Cheeky will sneak that one in with a little bounce.
As much as you want to sit there and say high-level players in the bubble scene, one thing you always have to be aware, at least rip into the balls, just make sure you're not going at the side of it, quickly bounce backwards, gives Godalions a freebie in game 2. And the only problem is the last time Godalions had the lead, they lost it against a weaker side. And here, Luxor shouldn't be giving that one away, but the fact they have needs a few alarm bells to ring.
Yeah, and Godalions starting to wake up, but not quite, as Luxor is starting up this attack again. And Razor, he sneaks that one in, he pinches us off the defender, and that's just unfortunate.
Get as much as you want, maybe give credit to him at times. When he's either on the wall, he has little moments of hesitation and stuttering that one into the middle. Where was the man he was trying to pass to? Didn't seem obvious, didn't seem likely it was going anywhere. He wasn't clearing it. Frankly, the fact that Luxor Esports read it, outplayed it, and the shot went straight in target, no support either. Godalions really much are relying on these players working. They have to be careful. And this one here by Razor, open a chance here if he gets it down. And frankly, in their case, it's gone sideward.
Yeah, and Luxor, they are just battering the net over and over again. And you see Kieran looking for that demo, but Buster is there to intercept it. Godalions, they have to start something up. This is not the pace they are used to, it seems. And now Razor is blocked by Kern. Buster will happily take that into the corner. It's the whole midfield to work with. Decides to go for a musty. Little fancy, it can't hurt. And 0-5, he will hit the crossbar down. Kern will clear that. Like Cheeky, he just launches a shot on net. There's nobody from the Godalion side to support that offense. Now Cheeky almost sneaks the double in. Zero, he fakes out Kern, but he has zero boost to work with. Still stands his ground, he doesn't need boost to do that. And Sketch, beautiful redirect. I don't think Luxor were ready for this explosive attack.
As much as you can say explosive there, the challenge was really from a double commit from the fit. As much as you can sit there and give credit for the shooting accuracy with no keeper. It's a battered opportunity, you have to take it, and if you don't, you look foolish. Frankly, Sketch here has been utterly silent for the majority of the series already, and there's Buster trying to give a bit of redemption to the Luxor side.
No. Buster, they're looking to use the back wall to their advantage. Zero can't start the attack up anymore. And Razor will get a huge clear over to Buster. He's looking for the double, couldn't quite get it. And that's a huge clear back to them, and they scramble back to defense. And it's looking really panicky from the Luxor side. Seems like they don't respect them enough at some points. Even when they are one goal down. Now 0-5. Couldn't get it past Cheeky. And now it's a one-on-one. Buster will sneak that one through. And Zero with the shot. a redirect and I almost went through. And it has been quite a few chances for Luxor, but they couldn't finish it off.
That's our pass back, sort of potential that was developed was the creativity. That's that bit of the question earlier, were they really pre-jumping and why are they not respecting them? The Godalion side are given far too much space. Certain areas here where Luxor to dictate the game here. That's a wide open net, 2 and a chance. They extend the lead. 60 seconds after this goes in. Godalions have got away with one. And Luxor, they'll make us feel themselves having a second chance here.
And you could see Godalions, they tried everything to score there, just to get that extra secure goal lead. But it seems like they just couldn't find the back of the net. And now Kieran is looking to try it again. Sketch off the back wall. It's cleared by Buster. And Cheeky. He wants to keep this attack going. But Luxor, they can be very quick on their counter-attacks and it could be very well dangerous right now. And a quite fortunate block from Sketch, but it wasn't enough. And this is a really beautiful 1-2.
As much as you want to get credit really for the pass and play to set it up, the defence was already broken. Mentally, the Godalion side just seemed to be crumbling before, and at one point there when the server was being recreated, it probably worked in favour to them. The unknown side did know really how to respond to it. There's experience by both sides. Grand finalists back in Season 5, both sides. Luxor won it then 4-0, as you mentioned, into the build-up. And already we are not far away from that being a recurrence factor, but OT at least for game 2.
And Luxor have managed to tie it up with the little seconds that were left. And now they have to fight in this overtime if they want to keep the history alive of the 4-0 sweep. Now Razor gets it over Sketch. Cheeky looks to play this off the wall. Nobody there from Godalions. 0-5 will get a free dribble. And they almost get the winning goal in game 2. Sketch realizes that he was too late and he backed off, but he's back at it again. Tries to play it low. Now Buster. It's blocked by Cheeky. And Kern, a bit backwards. That's not how you're supposed to play the game. But they are getting out of this defense. Cheeky. Buster is looking for Razor. Couldn't quite connect. And there's another missed jump. Both teams just can't seem to get control of that midfield.
Draw saying with the shooting percentage really just gone down to the gutter. Anything that we at least did know, you said about that midfield line, really neither team has controlled it to the point where they can actually use it or weaponize it to their own advantage. Nice there with Reyes that he's just tipping it for both sides to an extent here, and that's actually the first leaving of the ball that's been advantageous for one side. But 1 minute 40 in this OT gone, closer to 2 minutes. Yet they have been undecided here, and actually this has probably been the more closer the two teams have actually been, but it's more the case of not firing all cylinders than all brilliance.
Yeah, they are getting opportunities, but it's just not enough. Every single time there's a defender who can block it, you can do whatever you want. Now Kern decides to back off, and the pressure is gone. Buster bounces off the ceiling. They're looking to bounce this ball around and around on their half, but it just takes that one clear. And both players, Buster and I think it was Razor, they were getting quite confused in the corner. Now Sketch is looking for a solo play. He fakes one defender, but it was not enough. Buster is ready for that. And 3 minutes, and it's getting tense on the orange half. And Razor is looking for a bump, and Kieran almost almost gets a pinch into his own, in front of his own goal. That could be quite dangerous. Not Buster. They just want to keep this attack going. Nobody has that finesse to close out game 2.
Ability has been something that you look at these players and sometimes you like to recreate their hands. Provide it throughout the series. Second semi-final, we've seen the likes of Buster with the creativity at the passing play, but Kieran, that's actually been the most dangerous shot here after 3 minutes and 30. We're actually near enough closer, playing its second game entirely already. And yet, we're just seeing this mid lane being back and forth and being pushed around until a mistake of that kind. And frankly, Godalions will be glad to see this one.
And Kern pops it up high, and you see Sketch. It seems like a ghost hit on the replay, but I think 0-5, he was just so ready for Sketch to get a touch on that. So he pre-jumped it, but it went under him, and that's game 2 to Godalions.
Well, with how this series has been going for, most of it has been played quite literally from either a mistake in terms of one of the players, or just put the ball where it is and we'll chase it down and deal with the issue when we get to there. Bar that factor, well, we've yet to see the qualities of a champion. We know Luxor's coming in defending. Godalions want to prove something wrong here. It's been iffy to say the least.
Yeah, and they have had enough chances to show some actual champion level gameplay, but there have been overall about 20 something shots in the previous game, and none of them had been finished, unlike Razor at the moment. He just sneaks that one in.
Paranoid, do you think Razor is effectively gifting after 3 minutes and 40 plus seconds in that OT? Now they're coming out to maybe to stomp that idea of back-to-back 4-row sweeps in 2 different finales itself is 1 point, and so what Sket's getting that one on target is a staple of maybe some attacking press they can provide, but yet that mistake there has actually worked advantageously again for Luxor Esports. It's just a matter how many times is too much.
And Buster, he's looking for a double, but he doesn't have the boost to work with that. Now Razor, he's just gonna put shot after shot, and now Demo coming in. That might be the opening for Luxor. Now Buster looks to take this slow, and that's a beautiful bump play pass, whatever you call it. That might be a bit panicking from the Godalion side, but it looks like it has gone down. And Cheeky, he drops that one down. Buster, he looks to extend it. It's been like a truce on the midfield. Nobody can, neither of the two teams can be on the midfield at the same time intercepting anything. It's just one team dominating the midfield at one point. And Cheeky, he will just put that one in.
Well, as much as you want to sit there and talk about the armistice that effectively occurred at the mid lane, you have Cheeky usually plays with Kieran, like occasional, every so often, late at night. That's the type of shots you can see him burying in quite comfortably. Finally, a bit of a rose in attitude. The Buster there to 0-5, the link up not connecting. That was a talking point in both semi-finalists. But we've seen earlier on stream there, and Kieran backing away. He's basically that mid-pivot point. He has to do a bit more than just what he's been asked there.
Now Sketch is looking for a second one. He gets it. Buster couldn't quite reach it. And that's 2-1 to Godalions.
As much as you sometimes criticise a player, you have to give them credit where it's rightly due. Kieran was close there, at least a touchdown into the play, but bar that factor there, gets They didn't believe, or at least the calm came in the right time, right moment. And there, Luxor Esports stopped and denied there. All right, look how quickly the space up between the two. The major point of the series is space and the boost. And so far, Godalions have adapted better. But give credit, Luxor Esports should find their way back into it.
Both teams have shown great capabilities, and in these games it's just been back and forth, like in between games and in series as well. I expect this to be an actual Game 7 if it continues like this. It's constant back and forth action, and now that's another. I don't know what happened here. It looked like Buster got a touch on this, but it was just overall a bad clearance from the Godalions side.
So that's a stop really of the dead whale, killing all speed and momentum. The height just adjusts because of it. But as you said, the Godalions defence really should have at least had one at the near post there. Going across net was the more favourable defensive duty. And Kieran stopped there, and we're back into the situation here. It's 2 apiece. Last time around, I went to the OT. Both sides don't want to be in that situation. They want to clean up the act now before it gets later into it.
0-5. That's dangerous. Trolling up ball. Sketch doesn't let that happen. Now Buster. He takes control of this. Flicks it over 1. 0-5 looking to fake this, and a beautiful demo from Buster, and they take the lead again.
It's fairly obvious. The moment when that came across there, either you get the touch or not, you have to just pull out a player sometimes, and that works out ideally for Luxor Godalions. Well, you haven't been really great at the comeback potential side of the game. That's what they ask now. The objective is there, and Buster's taking a very long time to rotate back.
Yeah, and the physicality just seems to work for Luxor. They, anytime they would get that chance to demo someone, or like bump at least, be that annoying in your face type play style, Godalions just doesn't have a response for it. And now they are looking to respond back with the same tactic actually. 0-5. He puts that to the right. And this one goes high to the midfield. Kern will launch that to the backboard. And he looks for the double, and he couldn't quite find it. And Cheeky will happily clean that up for the tie-up.
For the first time in a very long time, Godalions actually coming back in a situation. We haven't seen that in a very long time either too. They've either been front runners or just sneak ahead and hold on to it for a certain point. They concede quite easily too. This remaining 40 seconds, they're going to win it here. You can expect a goal coming around in the next 20 seconds.
And this one is dangerous, and Kern, he just reads the backboard and he tells Razor, I can do that as well. And they they are 4-3 up now, and it's just back and forth.
Placement by Kieran. Probably on the pitch here really is a battle between Razor and Kieran, as you do say, and rightly so. We've seen each other plenty of times on the pitch. They've got a bit of history too. But bar that factor, they're going to really remain as calm, vigilant, and everything else in between here. But downfield play that has developed here. Razor basically put all the chips down in this one play.
And now Luxor is scrambling to get that last tie-up goal. But there is 10 seconds left. And Buster, he will try to make his last effort. Now Kieran, he will drop that together with Cheeky Lad. And that's a game 3 for Godalions.
It's amazing how sometimes when I say slow starters, I'll say a reason. I am right, they are slow starters. And yet they have now the advantage of a 2-1 series lead. And how the series has gone back and forth so far to anybody tuned in the grand final of the Champions Division, 3-1, 2-3, 3-4. And only, of course, Luxor Esports winning that opening game, and it was questionable even to that we expected actually coming in from the break too. But bar that, the Godalions looks for the most part, competent, which is the decent sort of compliment you can give to a team.
Oh, and the server went down for maintenance again. And we have to restart the server, but Godalions, they have definitely started up, and it's up to them if they want to relax or like continue with this, because Luxor, they aren't going to sleep now. They will try to take this back. They don't want Godalions to be on match point this quick already.
Well, I'm not saying, but really, at this point last season, Luxor Esports would have been at match point against the side. It's amazing how fate really does turn, but you have to give the Godalions, they've seen what they can be capable of. They can show the opposition side. Don't really be that careful. Can't really push into it. You're questioning some of their decisions. That's when they were in front, is when they can do it. When they haven't been in front, it's been a different matter altogether.
Yeah, and Godalions, they have been giving them a piece of their own. Luxor started getting on the demos and the disrupting playstyle, and then Godalions, they just return the favor and they get a goal out of it as well.
Back and forth it goes as well. To anybody who has tuned in only at the grand finals, probably a bit of helpful remembrance as well here. Of course, Godalions came in, they went 2-0 down, came back 2 apiece in the semi-finals, and then had to go to the distance 4-3 on that one. Bar that, Game 4 has just got underway, and really the Godalions with pressure and control at their own disposal.
Yeah, and Kern just using his mechanics, but just didn't have the boost to work with. And now Luxor are looking to get into their faces in this Game 4. A Razor into the corner. He's looking to find a teammate in the midfield, but Cheeky, he will block that. Bit of a slow start, and Razor, he will launch that shot to the net. And Kern, great reaction speed. And now he goes back at it.
Okay. Situation.
It's a bit of a hassle in both corners. And that's a beautiful second touch from Buster, and he will open up this game after 1 minute.
Oh dear, 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 Kieran. Really the captain's fault there on that too. Shot, don't get me wrong, was played on point, is what you expect in that situation. But Kieran knows what he needs to do at that point. Doesn't duck away down to the crossbar, at least give himself an extra second or two to play on to it. Now Luxor Esports defending the front foot, the pedal on their demise, their control. What bar that, Godalions shouldn't be threatened. They have the series lead so they could play around with it.
They have all the freedom they want, but I'm pretty sure they would like to close this game out just to be on match point. It would be frightening for Luxor, defending champions, and they have to deal with the match point after this game. But the game is not over yet. There's still 3 minutes and 15 seconds left. And Sketch, he pops that one up high for Cheeky, and Cheeky couldn't get the touch. And now they're looking to start up the attack again. Buster pre-jumps this. And that's a double commit from Razor and Buster, leaving 0-5 alone on defense. But Godalions couldn't capitalize on that. Now Razor, great pinch into the midfield. Now Buster, opportunity and a beautiful shot. Cheeky was not ready for that.
Oh, that was a bit foolish by Kieran. Just handing around there, cheeky lad. If you probably didn't know much about the game, you probably thought that was a DC, just spiraling in circles. And they make a nice donut, at least onto the pitch, bar that they remain with a goalless scoreline, but 2-0 drought against them.
Yeah, that's just a lack of respect to Luxor. They've had their game previously, but that doesn't mean that they can run over them that easily. And they can't just go and overcommit on every single ball they can see. And that's a beautiful read by Sketch. Could be a good opportunity as he looks for Cheeky on the midfield and a miss again. Okay, he will have 0-5 on his tail. Razor. Good midfield pass. Buster was a little too far forward. Didn't get the touch on it. Now Razor, he catches them off guard. 0-5 into the corner. And Cheeky, he just can't find the ball. 0. Sorry.
That's okay. We both had probably the same idea. We thought 0-5 shot opportunity and doesn't take it. Oh, it's amazing how the final can go sometimes.
Yeah, and Razor, oh no, Godalions, they are in shambles at the moment. You see 3 people just jumping around.
Luxor Esports in the last semi-final. We looked at the points and everything too. At one point, to get themselves into the lead, they went on a 6-0 tear. I don't think they're going to have the same pleasure, the same numbers, but this is almost good enough in the grand final portion too. But 60 seconds, they have 3 goals. It's less than 20 seconds per each one. Unlikely to say the least here. But Kieran looking for a reality to occur now.
You can't exclude Godalions yet because there's still 1 minute, 2 goals. It's not impossible. And if you just let them get this, if you just let your guard down like this, it's gonna be a very quick tie-up if they don't realize that. Now 0-5. It's the clearest one. Cheeky is there to receive it. Now Kieran into the midfield. Sketch was turning back. He didn't expect that pass. And now he has to transition out of this defense. 0-5. With a beautiful flip reset, but it's blocked by Kieran. Now Kieran looks to show his mechanics, but Razor gets a touch on it, and that's denied. And the Godalions just want to make their last run for it. I don't think they can get 2 goals this quick. They have to score now, or it's over in this game. And that's game 4 to Luxor Esports. They have shown their dominance again, and now it's 2-2 in series, and it looks like it's gonna be another back and forth game, Danny.
I think it would be all right back and forth how the series would be presenting itself, but it's effectively bookends, to say the least, here for Luxor Esports. Have won both their games 3-1. That's decent enough here. But Godalions, when they're rattled, they don't know how to respond under pressure, and that's the major factor in how the series is. How much is that down to a particular man on that team? Well, that relieves the question. But match point for whoever wins this, and championship point too.
Yeah, and it seems like Luxor Esports just can't transfer their momentum from a win, at least from the previous games. It just doesn't seem like they can transfer that momentum into the next game, and that's what's really going to separate the winners from the series. And now Kieran, he will clear that one low, and Razor, he looks for the backboard. And that's dangerous. Buster, he launches that really quick, and the Godalion side just can't seem to defend this one.
There's a simple little bit of pressure when pointed on to The issue there is how high do you want to go up to, and really where the point is to it. He's on technically the right side, at least sweep it. The problem is when you're redirected at a dangerous angle, that's the problem that could occur. The backfire suspendedly here at Luxor Esports, the champions from last season. Well, so far here they could be the champions again.
Oh, and a trade coming in demos. Leaves them to a 2v2 for a bit. And now Kieran looks for the bump as well. But Luxor just transfer that really quick. And cheeky. Back flipping around. It's a bit of a hassle again in the corner. Cheeky, the goal looks wide open. Razor, he doesn't want to let this one go in. And Sketch, he launches that and he couldn't quite connect. That was really close. He even had the flip reset, but he ended up too high.
In that situation though, when you're trailing down, it looks nice being into those situations where you can call them clip highlight reels, whatever you want. Kieran had a clean feed shot into the scenario. Just leave it, take your advice of the player that's beside you and score it. And that there ties it up quite nicely.
And that was a beautiful play shot, following up by Sketch with the bump. And Buster, he was just left in the dark right there. It's 1-1 in game 5, 6? I lost complete track. But the next, the one who wins this is gonna be on match point and championship point, as you mentioned. Now Kieran.
Thankfully for the players, case they don't really need to worry about how many games they need to win. They just have to win each game that comes at them. And sort of the situation here, you talked about the pace earlier in game 1 and 4 here, at least has remained consistent throughout. So they're not feeling desperate or panic into some of these situations.
Buster, he wants to find the midfield, good flick, and 0-5 he almost gets the double. And Razor couldn't connect, and that's a very big stretch for Kieran to make, and they are just getting battered on defense, and it just takes one clear like this, and Sketch is looking for a midfield pass and a quick transition from both of them, and that almost could have been a goal for Godalions.
Both sides having fair chances at least. And really the keeper being the sort of the major difference. The only difference as well in terms of the outfield play. So Luxor Esports has developed a nice little way of blocking shots where the Godalions really relying on individualism at times, and Razor there not gifting how they win. So this is going to go into the sticky scenario, business end of to the game. And 0-5, he's had chances before, and the crossbar. You say, oh no, that's what Razor probably be saying in nicer words.
And that was a little bit of pressure going on, but it still stays tied up. Both teams have had a lot of chances, and Luxor, both sides just can't seem to find the back of the net. Like the defense and offense of both teams just have been incredible at the moment.
Outstanding. But with even that said though, as long as I'm asking for trouble here, especially in the situations here, how critical it is a sort of the situation both teams actually waking it up and sort of going, it's the final, we have to play like this.
Now Cheeky, he rolls that one across, and Razor, he clears that to 0-5, but Buster, he moved up way too quick and he had to stretch back for that save. Now he has 100 boost to work with, but they are still on defense, and this might be the last attack for Luxor or Godalions, and that ball drops to OT. Now Buster almost launches that on target. And a bit of hesitation coming in from Godalions' side as well. That will really mess you up in the grand finals. You can't afford that. Now Cheeky with 6 boosts left. Tries to get it over 1. 0 was more than ready for that. And now this is looking dangerous. As both Cheeky and Kern are dancing around each other. They don't know who is going to go for the ball. Cheeky couldn't quite get the touch. And it's been almost 1 minute already. And both teams, again, they just can't seem to finish off their chances, Danny.
It's just hard to see how this is played out, and chances as much as you can get are almost like gold dust. The only problem is the teams are actually going for the wrong chances. To see some of the teams with the ball backing away probably might be the better chance, and continue at another point when you can see the weakness, and every time you can apply the shot, that treble commit there, that should be a goal being tucked in and scored. Not this time around. Yet they're expecting touches, not developed, and bar that 1 minute 20, back again for another ping pong segment.
And that was just a huge chaos from the defensive side of Godalions. You just saw every player pre-jumping left and right, the ball above their heads. They just didn't know what was being thrown at them. And that's what's going to separate Luxor in this series, or in this match, I'd say. And they look to keep this pressure, and Buster almost gets it under Kieran. And now they're looking to start this attack. Buster just makes it a little more awkward for them. Now over to the corner, Razor with a beautiful redirect, but a beautiful save from Sketch as well. Now Buster, he intercepts that. And the offensive side has just been good, like really good from both sides. It's just the keepers, they have been putting in really good work at keeping this game alive.
Well, worth ethics at least good. Concentration is at an all-time high from both sides. It's not sloppiness. We are not far away, at least approaching to the OT we've seen in game 2. 3 minutes and 46 seconds, how long it lasted before Godalions took advantage of that one. Again, they're going to have to find something, that little bit extra, that special quality to get the defense broken for our defending champions back in Season 5.
It's just a matter of who has the right offensive tactic at the right time. Both have really good capability, really good tactics. They have it all in their pocket. They can demo, they can read the backboard, they can do passing plays, whatever. It just has to be at the right time. And now they are looking, oh, and a fake coming in. I don't think he meant that, but they will happily take this one for the match point.
You sit there and tell me that the season could be decided on such an easy mistake. You just have to basically rinse your eyeballs and clean them out of the circle. And I do not believe that for 1 second, because that should have been a ball easily cleared. Doesn't matter.
Cool.
No, it doesn't matter in terms of whether it was OT or not. That was just shocking, to say the least. Symbolic, probably the word for it.
Yeah, and Sketch, he just was too caught up in that panic, the adrenaline from that game, because that was the deciding game for the match point. And now they have to win 2 to take this championship for them, and that's gonna put some extra pressure on them. But now it's now or never. They have to show up. Luxor has 2 games to work with, but they probably don't want to give this one up like this, as Kern puts this one into the right corner.
Godalions have been in similar situations, scoring early. They've won 1 from it and they've lost 1 too. This time, there's really no chances of slipping back into it. And when they've actually won, they've actually done a decent job at it too, scoring plenty of goals to make the situation suit them. When they've lost, they feel any provide offense pressure. And this time, starting much better. Excellent.
Oh my god. Now that's the Godalions we want to see. A beautiful pass from Kieran to Cheeky, and he puts it right back to Sketch with a beautiful three-man passing play. Now this puts them a good advantage. Only 20 seconds in and they are already 2 goals up. They are looking to set the tone for this game. They don't want to lose right here. Now Sketch is looking for Kern in the corner. He drops it, but Razor is ready for that. Now Sketch. Godalions are looking for more passing opportunities, but now a beautiful switch up coming in from Cheeky. The fake, but it was not enough. Now Cheeky. He's looking to dribble this across, but they've just transitioned out of defense, and both teams they have been on the defensive side at least.
This game has us gone into the moment of disbelief here. The moments when you see that pass and play working off, you're going, okay, we see it, it's good. Maybe be better at times. So far, Luxor Esports has been silent for the majority of it. 2 minutes down, 2 minutes. It's far too much from their books to really not have a shot on target to their name. And this is much better. There's that quality MVP player that Kieran did. He had issues against the likes of Ethan too. They're going to have to find a way to keep that scoreline 2-0 favor the Godalions for the time being.
It looks like Luxor don't have that offensive prowess anymore. As I say that, Razor just puts this one in with a beautiful pass from Buster.
He's been an absolute nuisance the entirety of the day with that type of passing play. To be able to sort of cut the defence near enough under their feet at times. The moment you get it just right too, it's exquisite. He's been trying it maybe 1-2 often. He hasn't changed much with it, but when that's the results of it, can you blame him?
Now this might be Buster's game. That was a beautiful pass, I have to mention again. He hit it into the corner and he just somehow got a double, and the Godalion side just wasn't ready for it. And that might give them the confidence they need to close out this game for the championship. 0-5. I don't think the flip reset was necessary there, because they definitely need anything less than fancy and just need to get this goal, get comfortable with the tie up so they can work from there. Now Kieran, he wants to do the same, and Razor just has 0 boost. He can't follow that up, and that's a shot coming in. Kieran, he looks for the midfield. Sketch battles it with Razor and 0. And now that's very dangerous. Kieran launches a warning shot, and now he looks to put it backward for their teammates. And this pressure might be a 3rd goal for Godalions.
Too short there. Here's a play that Kieran had least developed there. Sketch already pre-jumped. Even if Kieran had that one on target, it was been a clear and direct lane for a counter. So far, Luxor Esports are just moments away from getting that, tying it up too. And right now, Godalions are just getting back in time, and it's only just back in time. And actually, half a second more They're out of position, and we should see a 2-2 scoreline here.
Yes, and now it's it looks like it's gonna be the same story again of back and forth. They take a game, the other team takes a game, but 20 seconds left, and Luxor, they just need this goal now. They want to close this out real quick.
Could be something here at least, but requires a lot of mistakes to occur for Godalions let that one slip in. And I think it's fair to say here that we've seen 5 games. This is game number 6. And the fact that Godalions left that ball laying for so much around is questionable at 3 apiece.
And it looks like it's gonna be a game 7. You can see on the scoreboard that Luxor, they had far more chances than Godalions, but they just could not find that goal that would put them at least tied in the series. They just got one from Razor with a beautiful play from Buster as well. But that can't be enough to close out the series. They need to find a way to make those shots work. They need to put them on target. They have the offensive arsenal, but it's nothing without actually putting the shots in the net.
Maybe in the net, but nonetheless, Championship Division, entire works of seasons, all the hard work, the graft, the dedication to it. Well, here we are, game 7. Come on, Chant, you might as well get up and get loud, because frankly, one of these teams could be the back-to-back champion or revenge served cold. And so far, it is Godalions, at least on the front foot for the time being.
And this will decide who takes the €100 for first place, and the loser has to do with half of it, only €50. But obviously, they both just want that 100. They can't do with second place. They will give everything they have to take this game into their hands. And now Razor, he's looking for a shot, and good speed from Buster to finish this one off.
I think Razor just had enough. He sat there back and seeing what Godalions had, and when you get a pass at that angle there, you've really got a small window really to aim at. The opposition should know that. Frankly, they're still covering the wrong portion of the net too. Godalions trail by 1.
Now Kern, he's looking to equalize this. He gets bumped. They don't want to follow up on that double tap. Instead, saves his boost for a better moment. Now Sketch. He's looking for an air dribble. Beautiful control. And now Kern. Shot goes wide. Looks like Luxor have to play defense again, but they are not giving up. Buster almost gets a piece of that. And now Kieran, he wants to boost start them, he wants to take everything off them, and he wants to tie this game up.
Dear, Kieran. Bumped and battered and bruised, and as much as say Luxor is playing the majority after that goal in defence, it is Godalions chasing the series, the championship and the title. They have not done a good enough job to show us why they should be considered at this point in time. 2 minutes gone, and already we are just seeing Luxor draining every possible resources that the opposition could have.
Yeah, and they have just been playing safe over risk. They just want Godalions to come for them, and they will just happily take them on defense or offense. And now 0-5. He has the whole midfield to work with, and Razor's chasing now Sketch. This ball goes bar down, and that could mean a very comfortable lead, but very unfortunate.
Decent control here. The demo wides open here, and Buster talked about his touches earlier, tries to go for a speciality there. Basically pop and flip up around the ball to get at some angle. Sadly not the case, and now 2 minutes, 2 goals. And what a huge mountain that has just upheaved itself in front of Godalions.
And this is the arsenal I was talking about. 0-5, he doesn't go for the ball, he just goes for the keeper, and he makes him absolutely scared to go for that shot. And that's 2 goals for Luxor Esports. And now Godalions are looking in real danger. Now Kieran, he wants to clear this one downfield. He's looking to start this attack real quick. They need this goal right now, but 0-5, he's just too quick. He does not want to give up this lead. We're nearing 1 minute and 30 seconds, and they just have to ramp up the pace, or they have to do everything for this. This is the last game. If it's over, it's over.
No double elimination for Dragon, no nothing. And that's wide open too. There was a chance Kieran should have passed a little bit more outwards, but it doesn't matter. Luxor Esports double commit, simple demo, releases, and you know what? That is a slim chance to say the least. With 77 seconds, 1 goal, 1 objective, 1 title.
And it's looking very close now. Godalions has started waking up again. They've had their offensive chances, but they just needed those right moments like this. And now a beautiful pass coming in, and Kieran will finish that off.
Just simply with that pitch up in the wrong way, Razor, he was in the right out here. He knew where Kieran wanted to put it. He just had to delay the run slightly. Failed to do so. And now with basically a minute, we've seen weeks work from both of these two teams. Now, resting on 60 seconds, how cruel the game can be. But a title, a champion must be crowned here and now.
And it's tie game, less than a minute to go. And Cheeky is just looking to disrupt the defense, and that's how Godalions take back the 2-goal deficit.
I guess taking that back, it's really just now asking Luxor Esports, how much is your title worth? And at the moment, we'll have the answer in 44 seconds time.
They just don't give up. And now, I was looking very dangerous as Kern is now looking for his dribble. Buster into the corner, has 0 boost left. It's now floating, waiting out to get out of this defense. And Sketch, he just wants to mind game them. And now there's some really good pressure coming in from Godalions and Luxor. They need to get out of this, and they need to start up their own attack.
Full against the Buster has to keep the ball up as Cheeky Lad drops it down. Really is do or die now.
0 seconds, the ball just hasn't been dropped. And Sketch, that still hasn't dropped. Cheeky is looking for another one, and that means Godalions are your Season 6 Champions Division champions.
Revenge sometimes can be served cold, but this time they had to warm up the soup, and Godalions, well, the taste of them is medicine they dished out last time around by Luxor Esports. A 4-0 sweep was against them. They came back and showed up, but this time, I don't think it was clean cut this one. Maybe a show match or maybe another season here is required. And maybe we're going to see the 2 teams champions if both of these 2 sides can make this spot next season.
And it was definitely a switch up from the previous series. Very back and forth games, really enjoyable games of Rocket League. They have put up a great show, and it could definitely have gone either way. But it's Godalions who came out on top.
Well, might have came on top, and with that said and done, well, at least that is the championship division, at least sorted in terms of the winners side of things. And with all that said and done, €100 go into the champions, 50 Not too bad for the runners-up. Don't forget Stellar doing all the fabulous work on the broadcast for, of course, this stream too. And we did have a brief stream as well, temporarily, for at least until the DQ was fully confirmed. But it's been a decent, well, series all over.
Yeah, and the playoffs overall, it's been great. There have been really good matches. A bit unfortunate on that forfeit from Team 517. Who knows? They could have had their run as well, but Yeezer just got away with that, I guess. But they fell to Luxor Esports, and that's where their adventure or whatever ended.
Well, with that ending, that means the stream also has to end too. But before we send you on a merry way, huge thank you to everybody who has tuned in, to rated, host, subscribed, everything apart as well. And if you have enjoyed it, don't forget down the links below and probably in chat too. Twitter, Discord, all the major links as well. And if you fancy getting involved yourselves, well, why not? Because the next season is probably not far away.